Hey everybody. So, as promised, here is the math that I did to decide if I wanted to try this business out. So, I will jump right into it. Kind of a key that you need to know before we get into anything else is accounting that we call cost of goods sold, or COGS. So cost of goods sold is like all of the things that go into making the thing that I'm going to sell. Okay. So I went through and I figured out, okay, what are all the parts? And if you look over here on the left, you can see, well, there's clips, there's signs, there's boxes, there's labels. Other things from my project are things like website, or I have my 3D printers, and I have a mail scale, you can see that right here, and a label maker, and like I've got a bunch of extra stuff. And if you see at the bottom, it's all scribbled out. That's because I paid for those things using other projects in the past. So most of this stuff I bought when I was selling my sign clips, these things, to political candidates. And those things, that was a profitable project in the past that paid for those things. And I guess my point there is that as you guys try more things in business, you'll accumulate more resources. So I really don't need to think about the labels right now. If I was being really picky, it would also be part of my cost. The labels would cost like another 5 cents per or something like that. And my website, which I'm using for other things, it's something like $40 or whatever a month, right? Like maybe I would calculate, what percentage of the month I'm using for this, but I don't really need to do that because I already paid for those things using other profitable projects. Same with my 3D printers. So the things that are unique though for this are like things that are going to go into every set are the clips. So that's right here. And I made it, and what I did with each of these is I made an estimate. So with the clips, I estimated it would cost about $6 per set. So this is enough clips to build my product, okay? And I guess just for reference, I'll just show you that right now. This is the set. So if you look closely, you can, let me actually just zoom in here. You can see all these clips. They connect these panels together that are made of corrugated plastic, and they come out to a fort. But these, just like Legos, I could put them together in a different way. You can put them together however you want. That's the beauty of these things. But this is, the set that I'll have instructions for. So with that, I figured out how many clips I would need, and I guessed it would be about $6 per set. And then with signs, based off of past experience and a little bit of research, I decided it would be about $3 per set, or per sign, and then about 20 in a set. That's what I thought originally. And then boxes, I thought it would be about $4 per box. And just to show you the back end, I'm further in the process, and I've actually got all of these. I've got quotes for all of these, so you can see my clips actually cost about $9.18. The signs actually cost $2.61, but as I dug into it and as I got into the process, I realized that I would actually need 24 signs. So you see the price went up slightly, even though the cost per went down. And then boxes came out to $4.08, so pretty darn close. So what I did with that is I took all of that and I turned it into some simple math. Okay, so you can see right here, I had estimated that my cost for each set would be about $70. Okay, I realized that might be a little bit wrong, and that's okay. Because I thought it would be about $70. Based off of that, I decided my price would be about $150. I did some market research. I looked up other similar products, and I realized that mine is better than anything that's currently on the market. And there's a comparable thing on the market for $100. I decided I would charge $150. Then there's a lot of other thought that goes into that price, but that's the real simple explanation. So then I calculated profit. Profit is what happens when you subtract the cost for you from the price. So it costs 70, the price is 150. 150 minus 70 is $80. So that means every time I sell one of my forts, I get $80, right? But it costs me 70. Okay, so what comes out of that is what we call margin. So the margin is 53%. That means that 53% of the thing that I charge to the customer, the $150, 53% of that comes to me. Now, when as I dug into it, my numbers weren't perfect, and that's okay. I just needed something around ballpark. If my margin was 5% less or 5% more, it doesn't really matter to me. It's good enough, and I'm going to learn a lot through the process. So you can see the actual right here. The actual cost is $75.90, which means my profit is $74.10, and my margin is 49%, which I've decided is acceptable. It's a little bit lower margin than I would like normally, but I'm going to be learning a lot through the process. This is a new experience, so I decided that 49% is completely fine. So that's the basic math that I did. Feel free to shoot me questions in the chat. Yeah, see y'all later. Bye.